everybody, my name is Corianne, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Jonestown Massacre. Now, how many of you guys have ever heard of this? Okay, not that many. It's not something that's really taught in high school U.S. history. Go ahead, click. However, how many of you have heard the expression, don't drink the Kool-Aid? Okay, that's a little more common. Well, today I'm going to explain to you where this expression comes from, and it comes from the Jonestown Massacre. You can go down. There was this guy named Jim Jones, and he wanted to create a new church. He wanted to make a communist community. It's him right there. He wanted to make a communist community that would help the good, that would work hard to help the good of other people. So he created, you can go down, he created a church called the People's Temple, and it originated in Indiana. But he had a dream. He wanted to move it to Guyana, South Africa, which went, that's right there. And in 1973, that's where he moved it. About 50 people moved there first. And then an expose, he learned that an expose was going to be made about him because there's just something a little off about this guy. So when he found this out, the night before it was published, he and several hundred people all moved to Guyana, South Africa in a compound called Jonestown. So, so when they moved there, it wasn't as people expected. They were forced to live in really small homes, and there were about 20 people in each home. And I'll show you a picture of the little homes later. And it was kind of like Lipscomb. There were no co-ed houses, so married couples were forced to live apart from each other. You can go down. When a congressman, Congressman Leo Ryan, heard some bad things about this, he decided to pay Jonestown a visit. And when he did, he thought everything seemed to be fine. However, during dinner, someone discreetly passed him a note underneath the table, and it had a list of people who wanted out. Now, Jonestown was heavily armed and guarded. No one could get in or out. And that's how Jim Jones wanted it. He did not want anyone leaving. And it was surrounded by jungle, so if someone did get out, they weren't going very far. So when Congressman Ryan heard this, or received the note, he made an announcement. If anyone wanted out, then they could come within the next day to go back to the United States. The next day, there was about 5 people who went with him. Most people were afraid to leave, with good reason. While they were at the airport, they were ambushed and shot to death, including the congressman. You can go down. And this was in 1978. It's not that long ago, actually. While this was happening at the airport, Jim Jones gathered everyone to the headquarters of the compound, and he basically told them what was going on. And he told them that the only way to solve this problem was to commit a revolutionary act of suicide. Now, if you think about it, 918 people committed suicide that day. That was one heck of a persuasive speech. He basically told people that because of this ambush, the United States was going to act irrationally and come out of the sky and torture and kill all their children. So what they did was they had huge buckets of purple flavored Kool-Aid laced with cyanide. And what the mothers did was they gave their children the Kool-Aid first and watched their children die. And then that took about 5 minutes. And then they drank it themselves, and well, 918 people committed suicide that day. Is anybody here kind of faint, don't like to look at gross pictures? No? Okay, you can scroll down. This is the headquarters, and if you see all these little white spots, those are all people. This is a bucket of Kool-Aid, and you can see people laying on the ground. You can go down some more. This is a child and their family. You can go down one more. And you can see the house that they were forced to live in. That's just one. There was a ton of them, but there still wasn't enough because there was about 900 people in this in Jonestown. And that is where the expression "don't drink the Kool-Aid" comes from.